We'd like to begin by acknowledging the traditional owners on the land on which this project is created, the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. We'd also like to pay respects to their elders past, present, and emerging.
Settle down and gather round for another tale. In the world of Nua, where time has carved and cultivated a magical utopia of wonder, a small group of adventurers unlock the deep mysteries of the land, its people, and themselves. Welcome to the Down Under Dungeon podcast.
Notes for the 19th day of summer. 5th day of traveling. We just found tracks and drag marks coming out of a cave. No unusual magical aura here. Found a monolith off in the distance. Perhaps there are people there? There are definitely people there. Found the bandits. Should investigate the monolith. It seems much older than what could have been built by these bandits. Ended up floating down into the ravine. Everyone else had a rough time coming down, though. They all nearly died. Spells note. Need to work on spells to prevent hard landings. Birds and glowing fungus. Damn, I didn't get any of the eggs. Reminder. Go back for egg. Feng pulled some mushrooms out of a cliff face, and then something came out of him.
Okay, so here we all are in this very tense moment at the bottom of the ravine. Feng has just walked up to this column of mushrooms, tasting the hallucinogenic properties to tear off a piece, and has been assaulted by a cloud of spores.
Can we just talk about how I retired that nat 20 dice and then I fell down the rope like 600 times?
Yeah.
I forgot that happened.
Please put.
Oh my god.
Put the blessed dice back. Give it back.
No, really?
Yeah, bring it back. Bring it.
All right, I'm bringing it back.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll get everyone to roll initiative, and Feng, I'm going to need you to make a DC 12 Constitution saving throw.
Okay, I'll make the con save first or roll initiative first?
Make the con save first.
Okay. That is a 15.
15, so that passes, so you're able to roll initiative.
Sweet.
Alright, everyone, let's roll initiative. Okay,
Yeah.
going around, what did everyone get?
17.
12.
7.
6.
I will roll. You all see this huge column of mushrooms detaches itself from the side of the wall with this sickening squelch and kind of like coughs forward this huge spore of this huge cloud of hallucinogenic spores. You see Feng just kind of stands there and breathes it all in, but in sheer size of this furbog, it's kind of like a microdose to him anyway, and so he just kind of stands in this cloud.
Fuck yeah, that smells good.
Feng, you are also first to act as this kind of long, gangly form of mushrooms just kind of staggers towards you after you had disturbed it.
Okay, before I decide what I'm going to do, is this monster or creature classified as either a plant or in vegetation?
This is classified as a large plant.
Okay, so I am going to use
which listeners is wrong. Mushrooms are fungi and fall under this distinct...
Actually, the detection oracle. Mushroom.
Feng is going to use his speech of beast and leaf, and he can communicate in a limited manner with beasts, plants, and vegetation. They understand his words, but he cannot understand them in return, and he has advantage on charisma checks to try and influence them or persuade them. So I think he is going to try to persuade this mushroom monster to not fight us and not draw attention from the nearby bandits so that we can diffuse this situation. He would probably say something like, "Oh, hey there, mushroom monster, if you could just go that way, and we're just going to silently go past. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you.
You see, Feng kind of like waved his hand around to try and like clear the air of spores. What does the magic look like when you're using this?
It's probably more to do with the way that he says it. It's much more in this like syncopated rhythm, probably almost like the rhythm of Noir itself, beating through his voice as he is the conduit for druidic kind of magic, and that's, I believe, what this would fall into.
You see this column of mushrooms pauses for a moment, stops advancing, and then extends a juicy kind of like long pseudopodic hand.
Why is a mushroom juicy?
Yes.
Hate this. Everyone around the table is just like trying so hard to not.
Mushrooms are delicious and very important.
We've had a successful 4 episodes. Thank you, everyone.
Listen, they're very cool. They are kind of gross.
Welcome back to the Juicy Mushroom Podcast.
The sploogy mushroom podcast.
Ew.
You see this entity extends its hand to you. What do you do?
Can I roll a persuasion check with advantage?
Yeah,
based
you
on
can
that?
you can do that.
That's a natural 20.
Oh my God.
Is that the blessed
That's
dice?
the blessed die.
Oh my god.
I actually think I need to test this die.
The salt's coming out.
With that nat 20, you see the column of mushrooms kind of like contracts and contorts and expels another cloud of spores at you. This time, though, the smell is fresh and sweet, almost like a summer breeze. And suddenly you feel this sensation like someone's pulling at the strings in your brain. And all of a sudden, you begin to understand this myconid as it uses its rapport spores feature on you. You hear, it's not like a collective, it's not like a voice in your head, it's like a collective consciousness. Obviously, this is like mushrooms are the fruiting body of the actual entity, the fungus itself. So all of these different mushrooms, it's almost like a chorus of voices in your head. As you talk about like moving away from you and trying not to, and as soon as you mention the bandits, it's like you sense like a screech in your head, kind of like a recoil, and this column of mushrooms points to the far side of the ravine where the smell of rotting and putrefaction is becoming more and more intense. And as Qwig moves his light over to that location, you see the export of a smooth oblong opening at the bottom of the ravine, through which a small stream of foul-smelling waste is slowly trickling from.
Don't make us walk in a sewer.
Noxious fumes already begin to waft and permeate your nostrils, the remarkable and sickening smell of raw sewage. The myconid turns back to you and kind of gestures to the bandits and then to the waste. And you see, when you talk about like not arousing danger, it seems that this entity is actually trying to, it only knows what danger is, and so therefore it's connected the danger of the bandits from the danger of whatever's coming out of this pipe.
Are you saying we should take that direction in that stinky, smelly place?
In your minds, you see the voices start to like, now that you've been inhaling more of the spores and they're settling on the synapses of your brain. The voices all begin to collate in one in your brain, and you hear that they start to explain that they were once part of a much larger organism of mushrooms that had kind of populated the entirety of this ravine. But as the waste from the pipe has begun to build up, that's kind of reduced their numbers, and now that this is the last of the kind of colony of mushrooms remaining.
Feng is probably really thankful because he was really worried that he got these new group of people into even more danger than he's already gotten them into. So he's thankful that this may not have to end in a fight. And he'll probably turn back to everyone and say, hey, my new friend here, this myconid, he said we should go this way.
I'm looking stunned at you because what Qwig just witnessed was you pulling out some spores, getting sprayed in the face, then getting approached, then talking.
Yes.
Getting sprayed in the face again. And the whole time you just look so calm. So, wait, we need to go where?
To that rotting sewer over there.
Why?
Ew.
Well, we can go through the bandits if you'd like. Those are our options. Pick one.
I hate this.
You can just go over and make an investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
please.
would like to do that.
I got a 23.
23. Anyone beat that?
No.
As you look over, immediately your eyes start looking at like, wow, this is a perfect circle. You know, like looking at the radius and like starting to appreciate the architecture. You realize walking closer that the outlet is around 4 foot tall, requiring one to stoop to fit inside. Is pitch black in there. Unless players have a way of maintaining light, they will have to make almost luck checks rather than investigation checks if they're going to get through this labyrinth. You also obviously can see all of this like sewage and raw waste, and the fumes and gases coming from it. It's probably also not the most hospitable environment you're heading into.
What you see in there, kiddo?
Well, it smells bad. It's cramped. And we don't know where it leads. So...
All right.
Then you still over there with the myconid structure, and as more spores, you're taking more of these rapport spores on, the information starts to become clearer and clearer. You see the mushrooms kind of suggest that you too used to send, in the early days when the waste was starting to trickle out, started to send some of its own mushrooms up into this pipe to try and find its source and stop it. But time and time again, none of the mushrooms have come back. But the mushrooms believe that it has to come from somewhere, and it didn't for a long time before. So if it can be turned on, it has to be turned off.
You've lost so many mushrooms. That's so sad.
Yeah, you are desperately looking for any emotional cues because Feng's not great with emotional cues.
Not at all.
And this literal, like a tree trunk of mushrooms, no facial features, nothing. It is kind of slowly swaying on the spot, just regarding you, and you're desperately looking for some kind of eye or a mouth to register emotion.
Feng goes by vibes. He just stumbles into success sometimes, and then sometimes he falls down a rope 3 times.
What would you guys like to do? It's still late at night now, so if, time is of the essence if you want to, capitalize on that.
Oh, well, look, if we're going to have to crawl through raw sewage, it's probably better to do it when most of the people would be asleep, rather than having to deal with a full day's worth of sewage coming down at us.
That's the point.
That's a very good point.
God, okay, well, are we crawling through humanoid shit?
That's really gross, bud.
Let's
Let's
taste
go.
that too.
No, I'm doing this one with my mouth closed.
Yeah, please, I don't want to have to try and heal whatever that's going to give you.
Okay, so if you guys are going to move into the tunnel, I need to know what order you're doing so.
Who can see in the dark?
I have a way of... I've got produce flame as a cantrip, and you can...
Is that wise with sewage gases?
Yeah, that's maybe not a good idea.
I can put light on anything.
I'll go
So whoever's
first.
leading, I can...
I can see where we're going, so I will go first.
Right, I touch my wand to your sword, and then it starts glowing with this purple light.
Okay.
Cantrip.
So we're going Lysandra at the front. Who's behind her?
I'll go.
I'll go next.
Feng will be at the back.
Okay, so as you go to leave, the mushroom myconid begins to reattach themselves to the far side of the cavern. You see the moonlight is directly above the ravine now, so it casts a soft and eerie light. It's actually quite beautiful here, but unfortunately, you all turn to the open mouth of the sewage pipe and begin to trudge in.
Bye, new friend.
We all wave goodbye.
Feng, you still have the chunk of mushroom that you pulled off from him as well at the start. And you know how mushrooms work is by shaking spores in new areas that will kind of solidify potentially where new mushrooms can grow or where the mycelium can grow.
You can go and recolonize the fort.
Take it over.
Shit, yeah, I'll put it in my bag.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so moving through the bowels of the monolith, this is how it's going to work. The person at the front will need to make a DC 15 investigation check to successfully move further into the keep. The party, if you're looking to find the source of the sewage, you will have to obviously take the path that's going to lead to that. If you fail the check, you will roll randomly on the encounter table and become lost for the round. I will now need someone to roll me a D8 to determine how many rounds are needed to complete the...
Who rolls low?
Amber, you're up.
Cool. Get ready for this to be an 8, guys. It's a 5.
Not too bad.
Okay. let's start with Lysandra. You're leading the way, so I'm going to need an investigation check.
Brilliant.
I'm just gonna touch you on the shoulder, give you bardic inspiration as well.
Thank you. That's a D6.
Yes, D6.
Brilliant. 17.
17
Very
passes. Okay, so you move one round further into the monolith. You see the path diverts. One has the flow of sewage is much more concentrated than the other side. Which one would you like to pick?
Probably the one that has more coming through. That seems like the smart thing to do here.
Okay, you move your way further in.
I'm so sorry for getting you all into this situation.
Oh yeah, it smells terrible in here. Like, this is not a place where like water flows freely, so it's not like the system is getting flushed out often, and it is kind of like stagnating on like different bits of debris, and you're almost having to like walk on the lower half of the pipe to try and like not be in the bottom of it, and it is slow and laborious work, but you do start to begin to move deeper into the structure with another investigation check.
I feel so bad, I'm gonna have to make it all up to you.
Feng, it's not your fault these guys don't have proper city planning.
And we didn't have another way in.
That's a good point.
Yeah, this was kind of
Don't
the
feel-
only option. And sorry, this one is no bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I don't have any left, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's a 15.
Very nice. It was meant to be.
That's another. Okay, so you moved in 2 of the successful 5 rounds. Yeah, you see any of kind of like the scent of fresh air has completely left this space. Like, you are deep now. And now I'm going to need you to roll twice. Can I get you to roll 2 d6s for me?
Yes. At the same time?
Yep.
That's a 1 and a 2.
A 1 and a 2. Okay, so the path diverts between 2 culverts in front of you. You can either choose to take the one where you perceive to be some kind of large obstruction up ahead, or the other pathway has almost like a catch of a glimmer of something in the debris. Which one would you choose, or like to lead the party down?
So one of them looks to be somewhat blocked,
Yeah.
and the other one has something shiny.
Yes.
Well, like a magpie, I'm going to go to the shiny one.
Obviously.
Okay. So as you move up towards that tunnel and through that system, I'm going to need the party to make either an investigation or a nature check.
The party, so all of us?
Yes.
Okay. Do we have to decide on the same roll?
No, you can all make your own
Okay.
checks and I'll take the average.
Alright, cool.
Feng.
13 nature.
9 investigation.
17 investigation.
3 investigation.
Ouch.
Okay, Lysandra. With the 3, the smell and odour permeating from the monotonous ooze and also the stress from leaving the party, your eyes are stinging, your nose is searing, there is nothing that you can glean. The original glitch you looked at must have just been a catch of the light. You did not be able to find anything. Louis, with that 9, you try in the moments where your like old frame is not slipping and catching yourself to move forward. You do see some pockets of life. Small pods and pustules cling to the ceiling, leaking ooze that is likely the byproduct of them consuming the fumes. This place is clearly ancient to support such specialised creatures. Feng, with your 13 in nature, every now and then you stumble through a stack of mushrooms similar to the myconid you encounter. But these mushrooms are stacked black and slicked in this noxious, like, purple and black ooze, and no spores fall from their lifeless crowns. They almost look like desiccated bodies just slumped to the side of the tunnel.
Has it been 10 minutes since I cast Detect Poison and Disease all the way? I know that was last week, but since I started talking to the myconid?
Yes, I will say it's been 2 rounds. How long does the spell last?
10 minutes.
I'm going to say this will be like your last check to use it on.
Yeah, these black mushrooms poisonous.
Yes, these do not have any of the hallucinogenic poison that the myconid outside had. These are very, just almost rotting rather than poisonous. Like, they're poison if you eat bad mushrooms.
Don't touch these poisonous mushrooms. These are not like our friend outside.
Alrighty.
Third.
And Qwig, with your 17, You notice nothing of substance, and substance being the key word here, as you keenly observe the poor dietary outcomes of the denizens in this keep. You can't help yourself but be super analytical. These people are clearly lacking in access to fresh produce. They're wholly reliant on meager grains and dried meats. And this is unsurprising given the harsh reality of the desert. Every now and then, natural crocs...
Natural crocs.
He's like a little, like a shoe, like every now and then, the natural cracks in the rock and fissures form accumulation of water running over the debris. So you find glimpses in these like natural crevices of this shiny material, coagulated as small particles in these crevices. Do you touch them? Do you interact with them?
I would go and investigate. I think I would... What do I have on me in my scholar's kit? I have a small knife in there.
Yeah.
I have a dagger as well, but I'll bring out the small investigatory knife and just kind of scrape off dirt around one of these gleaming spots. See if I can get a better look at it.
Make a sleight of hand check.
That is a 14.
14. With a 14, you're able to jam the tip of your knife into one of these crevices and kind of unlodge what appears to be like shavings of metal. You would know that from your understanding of simple spell components and needing things like that, that this is brass shavings. Shavings of brass and copper and bronze. Okay. We're going to need another investigation check from Lysandra.
Alright, after that last one, I'm a little bit hesitant, but we'll see. That's a 2.
A 2.
What roll?
Okay, I need a roll on D6, just the 1.
That's a 4.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
I don't like that.
As you move through, the tunnels begin to become more and more complicated, more branching out. Some are much slighter, some are much larger, almost like veins and arteries inside some big monster. As you move forward, suddenly you see Lysandra slips and the light of the torch begins to flicker. I'm going to need you to make a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Thank God.
Lysandra, you're able to like catch yourself before you fall, but you see to the side that there is a large pit that has been carved vertically down into the pipe that you've been travelling on. So that you see a pit at the side of the tunnel has formed vertically straight down. It's pitch black dark down there. The light of your sword doesn't reach it. You do see some of the sewage has diverted from the main flow into this pit, and the smell is just concentrated. But it does seem like, why is there a pit here? It's collecting at the bottom. You can all make, I'm going to say only the 2 people in the front of the party are going to be able to perceive this. Okay. So that will be Lysandra and Louis. Mm-hmm. So you can make perception checks.
10.
12.
Even with those, you do see down one of the sides of the pit, there are small hand and foot holes that seem to be carved in a descending fashion. What would you like to do?
I'll point that out to the rest of them and be like, hey, so there's footholes down here and going downwards. Do we want to go down, or what are we trying to...
The smell coming from down there is absolutely horrid. I don't think we should be going down there. Not yet, at least.
Can we get across?
Yeah, it's easy to jump across.
Okay.
It almost seems like a manhole.
Okay. Well, we're trying to get into, so we're trying to go up, right? We don't really want to go further in unless we think they've built down.
Why would they build down?
I don't know when they have to fill up an entire thing of rock already, so we may as well just go over it.
That makes sense. I can quickly go and check if you want. Otherwise, we can just jump over.
Can I see anything looking down with 60 feet of dark vision?
You see more of these... Actually, let me check. At 60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet.
So you do see the outlines of these footholes that descend to the bottom of the pit. And you do see that there is something at the bottom of this pit. And you do see that the waste has pulled itself off to one side.
I mean, I could go and quickly have a look.
I mean, I'm the smallest if you want me to just duck down there. Either way.
I'm worried that you won't be able to climb back up.
I'm offended. Fine, go for it.
I only say it out of complete and utter respect for you.
Thank you. Have a hard candy. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Qwig notably does not volunteer to go down.
Quick silence is too.
Oh, well, everyone's volunteering for this task.
Fading into the background.
Okay, Lysandra, if you're going to go down, I'm going to need a couple of checks from you as you descend.
Okay.
So you're going to make some con saves for me.
Oh.
You're going to make 5.
5 con saves?
Yep.
Oh my
So
gosh.
let's start off with the first one.
18.
Yeah, you see the smell starts to burn your nose as you start to move downwards. You pass the first check. I need another one.
11.
That still passes. You're still well within eye shot of the rest of the crew. You taking the sword down with you or leaving it with them?
I'm going to leave it with them because I can see without it.
Okay, sweet. You see the ambient light starts to get smaller and smaller, and hit another constitution saving throw as the vapors get more and more concentrated.
13.
That does still pass. You hit me with another one, slowly making your way down. These are small footholds too, very, very small.
Yeah, the point of this is I don't necessarily want to stay down there, but I want to get low enough to see what I can see before going and getting the party.
Okay.
Is this your fourth one?
Yeah. That's a natural 20, plus 4 is 24.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That's your third one,
Thank
actually.
goodness.
No, that would
No,
have
it's
been my fourth.
fourth.
Fourth?
Yeah, that was my 4th.
Yes, that passes. Yes, you can definitely see the bottom now. This is not this is just a pit. You see some of the waste is seeping into the rock face itself. It's not necessarily another way around
Yeah.
or another path.
Okay.
But you do see this grubby box at the bottom.
Oh. Lysandra is just like a magpie.
Now make another check.
15.
Hey.
As you crunch to the bottom, as your feet make contact with the ground, your vision kind of blurs and shakes as the noxious fumes kind of take over your body. So what's going to happen now? You are essentially poisoned in quotation marks.
Okay.
You will have disadvantage on subsequent intelligence and dexterity checks for an hour.
Question for you. I have resistance to poison. Does that do anything?
Resistance to the poison condition.
Yeah, the poison condition, and I have advantage against being poisoned.
Okay, so you can make that check with advantage, that last one.
Okay. No.
No, still poisoned. It's not full poison, but it's you are just discombobulated, yeah?
Yeah.
You now see in front of you this large box. What do you do?
Does the box have any sort of markings on it, any symbols?
Seems like a plain box. It's open, it has no lid, but you could walk up to it.
I'm gonna look into it. Is there anything in it?
You see there's a small, chest, almost like a chest that someone would keep, trinkets in at the bottom of it. Very small.
Why all the way down here?
That seems really suspicious. I'm left my sword up the top, but I've got a hand axe. I'm gonna poke it with my hand axe.
You poke it nudges a little bit in the back of the box and sits there unmoving.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna try and open it.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check, which is a dexterity check, which you
Yes.
make with disadvantage.
Oh, gross. 5.
You slip, catch the, and I'm also, because you stayed down here for another round, I'm going to need another Constitution saving throw.
I want to call down
With
the hole.
advantage?
With advantage, okay.
I just want to call down the hole. I just want to call down the hole as I hear you kind of slip and be like, "You okay down there?"
Yes, maybe not.
What did you roll?
With advantage?
Yes.
What's the 7?
Oof.
It's not a natural one though.
Okay, so now you have, in terms of failures on intelligence and dexterity checks and saving throws, you also have disadvantage on constitution checks and saving throws for the next hour. What would you like to do? You're already tried to open this box?
Yeah. How big is the box? Sorry.
It's tiny.
Okay, I'm gonna stash it and begin climbing back up,
Okay, and another Constitution save as you move up.
and not with advantage.
So it's just flat.
Just flat. Yeah. 7.
You start to move the way up. You guys hear a kind of a moan and a thump as Lysandra lays incapacitated at the bottom of this pit.
What's that?
It looks like she's fallen. Can anyone go down, pick her up, anything?
She's McFallen.
Feng would immediately wild shape into a giant lizard. So you see Feng probably has this moment of disassociation on his face where he's like, oh no, I made everyone come down here and now someone's gonna die. So he wild shapes into a giant lizard with these like cascading yellow, orange, red scales, which is a size large beast that has a 30-foot climb speed. And I'm going to immediately start racing down to try and retrieve Lysandra.
With that movement, you can easily get down there with the climbing speed. It's only a 20-foot deep pit. I guess make a kind of an athletics check to kind of like scoop her up.
That's a 5.
You fail to scoop her up, and because you, I'm going to need a Constitution save because you're down there.
18.
18. Okay, you are able to sustain the poison. So, because you passed your Constitution check for the round, you have to make another athletics check to try and pick her up again, if that's what you want to do, or you can use your movement to get out of the pit.
I'll make another athletics check. That's a 14.
14 does it. And I'm going to say, because you're carrying, you can move half your climbing speed, so I'm going to need one more athletics check and Constitution save to get her out.
Okay, I'll give you the athletics first. That is a 23.
Nice. And now I need a Constitution saving throw. You're halfway up.
The Constitution saving throw is a 13.
Yep, that passes. You see this skittering great big lizard erupts from this black hole with Lysandra kind of like probably in its mouth, to be honest.
Yeah.
If you ever see a goanna carrying its eggs around, it's very much like that. Yeah, Lysandra, you are incapacitated. You cannot take actions. And you are there at the, kind of like lying in literal excrement, incapable of taking actions, bonus actions, or reactions.
And remind me what I have disadvantage on again?
It is Constitution, Intelligence, and Dexterity checks and saving throws.
Okay.
Could we potentially use something like a medicine check to try to clear it off of her? Or try to bring her back to consciousness?
Yeah, I would spit her out of your feet and revert back to Feng, and I'd be like, oh, someone help her, someone help her.
I'll try. That is 19.
19. Yeah, you are able to, it's almost like, sniffing salts or something like that. But then you're like, we're in a sewer. So you just kind of dangle Lysandra's like limp head like closer towards the sewage stream. And she kind of like wakes up again.
Hey, kiddo, you right? You okay? What happened?
Ow.
Oh, kiddo, okay. I'm just gonna like put a hard candy in your pocket for later, and it's just gonna be like, okay, can you stand? You okay?
I think so, but it hurts my brain.
Oh gosh, okay.
I hope that was worth it. What did you get?
Pulls out the little chest.
Ooh, roll me a luck check because you were incapacitated and being carried by a lizard.
Oh no.
Vertically.
No pockets in this armor.
Okay. 12.
12, that's a 10 or above. I'll part that you very loosely extend the box of chest.
Well, we can figure that out later. Let's keep going and keep you safe.
Someone else can take the lead.
I can.
Yeah, so Qwig, do you move the light cantrip or do you just pick up the sword?
I'll take the light back to my wand.
Oh, devastating, Lysandra.
I don't need it.
Moving forward.
Yeah.
That's not great for Lysandra, but you've got yourself a little trinket. We need the next investigation check.
All right. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. Okay. With a nat 20, I'm going to give you... you need to roll the D6 twice.
Mm-hmm.
and I will give you more information to choose from.
6 and a 4.
Again, you see that there is a high and low to the tunnel diverting in front of you. I'm going to say with a nat 20, you see that the lower tunnel clearly has a large torrent, or like a larger stream of waste coming from it, and you're probably getting close. The top tunnel, however, is pretty much dry, which kind of sets off interesting bells in your head. You're clearly getting close to the source, but something kind of is pulling you towards why would this pipe of all pipes be like completely devoid of any of this refuse and waste? Which one would you like to choose? And I will say with that nat 20, you're able to come back and do the other one.
I think it's worth coming back to look what's up there. Might be a way for them to get down without climbing through shit.
That's fair. That makes sense.
All right. Let's go low for a start.
You're going to go low. The foul smell becomes more and more pungent, and the cistern before you begins to get more and more steep. Eventually, you appear in a small arched room. The floor is sloped upwards to a large dais, whereby multiple gates, pulleys, and levers are assembled. They are currently arranged and assembled in a way that diverts the wastewater down the tunnel from whence you came. The mechanisms appear caked in debris, and some of the pulleys seem to be fused in place, suggesting that the mechanism hasn't been tampered with in decades. I need you to make either intelligence or an investigation check if you want to figure out how to manipulate this mechanism, or you can just make an athletics check to try and muck around with
Is
it.
that just for me?
That's for all of you as you appear.
I got a 10.
10?
Investigation.
Yep.
I don't think Lysandra would. I think she's
No,
still...
that's a disadvantage
Yeah.
anyway. What did you get?
I'm gonna get a 4.
A 4. There's definitely a way to do it. This is a very almost primitive kind of, contraption. It's not very highbrow. It's not run by magic. It's almost run by weights and different rocks being tied up and counterbalances. And it does mystify a little bit, but you do understand that something is going to have to be pulled in the middle.
So, the mechanism, I don't know what's going to happen, but it definitely, I look to Feng and I say, if you want to give that a pull.
Okay, yes, sir. If you're telling him to pull something, he's going to do it.
Okay, I need you to make me a very...
I sit back.
Need
so
you
sorry.
to make a athletics check.
Feng?
Yes.
Okay. That's a 21.
The DC was 20 because it would have been lower if Qwig had actually nutted it out, but you had not, so
Never
it's a
ended.
DC 20. How does Feng push this mechanism?
Am I pulling a lever?
It almost looks like those, you're not a farm boy, but it almost looks like those irrigation kind of gate pulley thingies that they use to irrigate crops. And you sidle up and with that 21, you heave over and you hear this metallic groaning that kind of resonates off the stone walls itself, and everyone has to clap their hands to their ears as it screeches, and eventually the gate is pushed onto the other side of the dais and the water flows back down at the far side of the monolith rather than the side that you've just come up from.
Shit, was that what I was meant to do?
Yeah, I think that's what we came here to do.
Make a deception check, Chris.
You're so smart.
Not good. Because what am I even looking at? Deception? Yeah, 7.
Feng, you are starting becoming more and more quaint with the notion of embarrassment. Something you yourself have never really embraced, but seeing it on others is quite enlightening.
Yeah, I clearly have no idea what was going to happen.
Sometimes I stumble into success too, so you should wear that proudly. Doesn't make you any less intelligent.
That's very wise of you, Feng.
Thank you.
So which way would you like to continue? You can now move past this room, still following the flow. What would you like to do? With that previous nat 20, you are able to double back if you want to.
Yeah, did you want to quickly go check that room up top?
Yeah, I think we should go back to the dry road top.
All right, I'm going to need a party perception check, please. Okay, let's go left and right. Feng?
Nat 1.
Oh,
21.
14.
18.
Qwig, as you move back down the tunnel from which you came from, you double back from the lever and pulley room, and now that the stream has been shut off in this tunnel, you hear the sound of slight and belaboured breath coming from the small culvert hewn in the roof of the tunnel that you saw before. I need you to make an insight check for me.
All right. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Beautiful.
I'm going to say with that nat 20, you are familiar with this. The breathing appears to be something that's scared and apprehensive rather than enraged or about to like jump up out of you. Like this thing is desperate to not be discovered.
I turn back towards the party and I just make a gesture like telling them to be quiet and that there's something above us, but indicate that we should keep moving.
Oh, you don't want to disturb it?
If it doesn't want to be discovered, that might be for the best.
Okay. What does everyone else do with this information?
I'll definitely follow him, but I want to try and look up and see what we're trying to avoid.
You already made your perception check, I'm going to say. You already made your perception check?
Yeah, 21.
21. Okay, so with your 21, as you start to move past, you see a pair of long, thin ears coming out from over the crest of the culvert.
Like elven-looking ears or creature-looking ears?
Long, furry, paper-thin, so thin that you can almost like see the spider webbing of veins through them, through the blood vessels. Mm-hmm. You then see two beady black eyes and a long, pointed, wet nose upon a tiny face. What do you do? It's visibly shaking.
Okay, sweet thing. What kind of creature does it look like?
You would appear this is some kind of mouse folk, but it's not a mouse folk you have seen.
I'll just shoot a message back to Feng and ask if he's seen anything like this as I kind of describe it.
Yeah, give me a nature check. Or history, whichever you prefer.
I'll do nature. That's a 15.
15. You know that there are mouse folk native to this region. Given the description, this appears to be a Jerboa folk or a kangaroo mouse folk.
So cute. Cool. I'll just message as a cantrip, so I'm just gonna like shoot it across to everyone, kind of trying not to disturb the mouse, and just be like, so there's a thing said he looked like a kangaroo mouse folk. Do we want to try and maybe get information or move on past? I know you said we should probably not interact with it, but if it knows the tunnels, could be helpful.
I mean, for sure that might be a good idea. I just was afraid that I might spook it.
That's fair.
Whatever you think is the best thing to do here.
And you...
I trust you, Louis.
Okay, was 3 different interactions because I can only message one person at a time.
Yeah, this is a little bit more broken up.
We're all just
rounds of
standing.
combat.
Yeah, we're all standing in silence.
The poor Jerboa folk are still like shaking.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to very gently, not making eye contact with it, just be like, hi, sorry, we don't mean any harm. Just trying to make our way through. We're a little lost.
You see the figure flinches at the sound of your voice, and kind of like you can see the tip of their nose starts to like twitch and wiggle as it like tries to smell and identify what you are. You see almost the expression on this tiny mouse person's face, kind of like lock on to something in your pocket.
Can I give it a hard candy?
You extend a hard candy up into the culvert, and you see 2 tiny clawed hands like grasp out in front of it like a little furry dinosaur.
So cute.
And you see it quickly like stuffs the hard candy into its mouth and starts waving in methodical and rhythmical patterns at you, in almost like an attempt to communicate.
Okay, can I make some kind of check to try to comprehend it, or...?
Yeah, give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Come on. It's a 10.
10. With a DC 10, you know that this is a form of common or common sign, and it is often used for people who want to converse in common but maybe don't have mouths to do so. or, don't have the voice components to actually formulate speech. It's been a while, but a lot of the vagabonds in Hermitage would use this, especially when they were trying to speak without speaking.
Yeah, 100%.
You relay back to the party as the small Jerboa starts to repeat the hand signals to you. And you deduce the Jerboa folk saying, "This one is Darby. This one is a Jerboa of the Great Plains. Darby is hiding. Darby must hide from the bad men. That's why she sticks to the pipes and tunnels. No one thinks to look for Darby there. Darby takes what she needs, scraps. Darby can trade rations for items and information."
I'm going to sign back. Thank you. Would you be willing to speak to my friends as well?
You see Darby with these tiny black eyes kind of like shoot over the rest of the party. Darby's eyes rests on Feng and kind of signs back to you like, "What that?"
Fearbulg.
Unblinking you. Big fur, big danger.
Yeah. I'll turn over and be like, this one's name is Darby. Not sure if you guys speak common sign or not.
She can hear, but she understands common.
Yeah.
You understand.
But is willing to trade rations for information or items. A bit scared of you though, so I might keep a distance unless you want to. She can understand us.
Oh no, why is she scared of me?
Big and furry. They seem scared of things bigger than them.
Oh, okay, I didn't realize my height was offensive, so I will make that change, and I'll use my Furbog magic to disguise self once per day, and I can make myself 3 feet shorter, so I'm going to be 4'2".
You see Darby still like casting a cautious eye over Feng. Turns around and you see the long rope-like tail, and you hear like a scruffling around, and you see Darby drops a kind of rope ladder that kind of hangs in the air in the culvert below her, and you see her wares. So Darby assigns to you that she can trade 2 days of rations for a potion of healing, 3 days of ration for general information about the keep, 5 days of rations for a map of the cisterns, and 8 days of rations for a shield that she's managed to sneak from the bandits.
I mean, a map would probably be the most useful if we pool our resources, if we're willing to do that.
That's a good idea.
It's a very smart idea.
Okay, so it's 5 days of rations. There's 4 of us. Who's willing to give up 1 more if we're splitting it evenly, or mostly even?
I'm pretty good at finding food, so I'm happy to give up all 5 of mine if you feel the need.
Are you sure? That's a huge sacrifice.
But you all lost lots of your rations to those gross grubs the other day.
Ugh, yeah. I like your attitude. I'm gonna make you keep at least some of it so you don't starve, just in case.
I have this maggot ration still. I can eat that.
Oh,
No?
I think
You see Darby sniffs curiously at the maggot rations.
Oh, would you like this one?
Make a persuasion check.
11.
11. You see Darby sniffs curiously and then kind of screws at their face up.
So I'm willing to put in a couple.
I have 3 days worth.
Yeah.
I only have 2 days.
You keep yours. You're good.
Okay.
So let's go. If you're willing to give up
3?
3, and then we can do 1 each.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You hand over the 5 days rations. You see Darby snatches them quickly and kind of begins to squirrel them away in the culvert behind her, and hands over you a really long, very scratched out, very homemade map. You see it's in black ink that's running across the leather in which it's written on. Good thing it is made of leather though, because it means it's somewhat waterproof. You see that what you're standing in is the main pipes of the monolith, but that there is almost like a spider web, that there are different branches to get into different areas of the castle with this map. This map will give you advantage on checks to navigate the tunnel. You can roll advantage with an encounter check. You see that once at the diversion lever room where you just came from, that is the room whereby the individual places of the castle can be accessed to. And that's it. And Darby's kind of like sits on top of the culvert now, like they're like long kangaroo legs kind of like dangling below, and they're kind of like regarding you all with eagerness.
I love them.
Is there anything else you want to buy from Darby?
So we've got the map. Did we want to try to go for the information as well? I know we're all running low on supplies, so I don't know what the general feel about that is.
How much do we have to spare?
I have now 2 days of rations.
Same.
I don't think we can spare any more.
Okay.
Unless we've managed to find something.
Yeah, but good to know that she's here if we need to come back, I guess. Now we have the map.
Okay.
As you turn to leave and return back to the pipe in which you came from, you see Darby quickly signs to you, Louis, "Keep my secret. Keep me safe."
Always. I sign that back, and I give her another little 3 hard candies.
What's our hard candy reservoir out of the moment?
Yeah, infinite.
What's the conversion from hard candy to ration?
That is the question.
Yeah.
No, I think I
Roll me a D100
okay.
right now.
Oh my god, D100. All right.
Have a magic item that's just the hard candy dimension.
It's 42.
That's how many candies you have left.
Okay, I can work with 42.
Just rattling around a massive bag of hard candy.
She fully has like a pouch on her belt that they're coming from, and it's like deceptively small, but like she can reach up to like her elbow in to grab hard candies.
Come on, Mary Poppins.
Listen, they're homemade little hard candies. She just hasn't had a kitchen to make them in a while.
Okay. Armed with the map, Qwig, you can make the investigation checks with advantage if you would like.
Oh, I like. Oh, not great. That's a 15.
A 15. With the map, I'm going to let you choose which of the 2 outcomes you would like. The first one is an offering bag, and the second one is the well.
I'll take the bag.
Offering.
What? What are we choosing between?
Oh,
I
no.
know, but it sounds
I'm
funny.
going towards the bag.
Bag, please.
As you move back towards the
I
room,
guess
the
it's on the
diversion
map.
room, you see... Oh, it's not on the map, but yeah, moving on your way back to the diversion room, I need you to make a religion check for me.
Religion.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Nat 20.
That's 20. Now that the flow has stopped here, you actually kind of start to pick apart the refuse at the bottom of the tunnel. And one thing you do find is a bag. Just a small leather bag with a leather string drawn shut. Usually, with that nat 20, you would know that these, you see them all the time in the Fey court, that these are used to have trinkets or items of devotion to a god before being sacrificed in some ritual. Without opening the bag, you do see a small insignia of 2 red ravens that can be seen on the outside. Do you open the bag? With
Yeah.
that 20, I would say it also doesn't seem inherently dangerous.
Yeah, I will open the bag.
Inside the contents, you see a pair of eyes, both in some state of decay, but still retaining the strands of their optic nerve. I need you to make a medicine check for me.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
Medicine, just a 10.
10. You see, Qwig starts to shake as he holds out the contents of the bag to the party.
Anyone wants to,
Oh my god.
if anyone wants to have a look.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
They're eyeballs, by the way. I mentioned that before. Yep.
Oh, straight eyeballs. Okay. Medicine check?
All right, so anyone can make any checks they'd like on the bag.
So that will be medicine.
Yeah, so medicine check if you're investigating the eyes.
I'd like to do a religion check to investigate the symbol.
Yeah, you can do a religion check.
Sweet.
What were our medicine checks?
7.
19.
19.
Religion check is an 8.
An 8. With the 8 religion check, it definitely seems to be like a symbol, so it seems like significant to something. But in all of your reading at the temple in Feldspar, you've never seen this as a kind of a agreed upon symbol of a god. With the 7, Louis, you're just as disgusted by this, especially as an artist. You know, eyes should be in people's head to perceive things. You know?
I don't like it.
Feng, you are a man of the earth, and you look at the ravens and you look at the eyes and you immediately just think, oh, someone's pulled these eyes out.
Of course, that's so normal. Is that what I get?
That's what you get?
I think someone's pulled these eyes out and sacrificed them to some god by the looks of it.
That seems like a concerning way to do an offering. Do you know anything about the symbol?
From the research that I've done, nothing really pops out in my mind.
Okay.
Interestingly, you said that it was 2 red ravens. Is that correct?
Yes.
So the symbol that I found, the hidden cache, was a black raven. Was it a similar kind of raven from that?
It's in the same style.
Oh, okay. And do I know what clan or like tribe that belongs to?
Give me a history check.
That's a 4.
No clue.
This kind of reminds me of where I found the magic beans and that potion. I don't remember who it belongs to though.
Can I try and make like a history check or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Please. Yeah. Not certainly not.
I will say with those checks, the black raven that you saw on the card, on the cast, I should say, kind of seems to be. It was trying to not stick out, if that makes sense. It was kind of like a more.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Covert.
Kind of almost like a covert symbol that maybe you wouldn't realize unless you were looking for it. This is much more deliberate.
All right, well, should we maybe hold on to it, see if we can find the symbol somewhere further up if we get more information on it?
I think that's a smart idea.
Yeah, especially if we need to sort of provide some proof of service or worship, if it is something that could get us passage, probably could be good to hold on to.
There seems to be a lot of insignia. Like the bloody paw print, the black raven, and our 2 red ravens.
Yeah. Curiouser and curiouser. Well, do you want to hold on to it since you found it?
You're suggesting we also hold on to the eyes within the bag.
Well, I mean, if they're in a bag, you
Yeah,
can't really touch them.
Quig, your fey, like, triggery light is going off in your head.
Well, if anyone else did want to hold on to it, that'd be fine. I guess, my arms are getting
Are you scared?
really tight. I'm not saying I'm scared. I just, eyes, dangerous, involved in dangerous magics.
You sound pretty scared.
It's okay to be scared.
Does anyone else want to hold the bag or not?
I really think that you should do it.
Oh no.
All right. Yep, I'll hold on to the bag of eyes.
Quig, add eye bag to your inventory.
I'm gonna give you a.
Stang.
I'm gonna give you just slip you a hard candy. Be like, "You're being brave. Good
I
job."
feel like it's fair considering Quig was like, no, I want the bag. give me an eye.
It's all brought on
Yeah.
myself.
Do you decide to go back to the... Yeah, you can either go back to the other one or make your final kind of investigation check to get into the center of this monolith.
There's another route we could check out before going to the center. What do we think?
What was down there?
I mean, we're here now. What?
It was a well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. So the well is the center. So,
Okay.
so you can make an investigation check with advantage to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I think we head on to the well.
Okay, sweet.
21.
Oh, yes.
Hell
very,
yeah.
very nice. You emerge from the tunnel's apex into a small cistern. More moss and bioluminescent algae cling to the sides of the walls. A single bolt of moonlight casts an eerie reflection in a slight pool of water, originating from a small circular grate above. I'm going to need a nature check or an intelligence check to kind of figure out what this room is about. Everyone can make their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's start with Feng.
That's a 16 nature.
Okay.
18.
18.
In investigation.
I'll also investigate. 9.
It's still been within the hour, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. 11.
11. Feng and Louis. Feng, you automatically know what this is. This is what is referred to as a seep, whereby the water table has pushed up within the cracks of the monolith itself. So the soft sand is across the bottom, and you see these small clear geysers of water starting to push their way through the sand in clear circular pools of water. You see that the far end of the pool, the water starts to trickle over a natural lip, and that water is slowly going down, almost like a run over into the tunnels themselves. Louis, with that intelligence check, this is clearly this must be a central location to the monolith. You would just know that, if this was a place that was housing people, this would kind of be the center of life, because everyone needs to be able to access water.
Cool. So I'll pass that information on.
So you kind of look towards the map holding in Qwig's hand, and you look up at the well, and you kind of intuit that in order to continue, the party would either need to scale the walls of the well while the castle sleeps, or wait until morning to ambush whoever it is that would come and drop down a well bucket.
Yeah. Okay, so we got kind of two options. We can either attempt to scale the walls and get up while everyone's asleep, or we wait down here until morning and have someone drop a bucket, and then we whammo, sneak our way in. But that'll be when everything's more active. So I don't know what we want to do.
Well, I don't think I'm in any place to climb up right now.
That's fair.
Qwig, give me an investigation check on the map.
Okay. 11.
11. Even with an 11, just to figure out what this map is, given the tunnels that you trace on the map, the tunnels as you're moving forward, the ones that move away from the lever room into the different areas of the castle, they seem much, much smaller, which would make sense if the only person that could access them was a mouse folk.
So you're saying that there are other ways if we were to squeeze to navigate?
There are other ways, but not all. You could go and do some reconnaissance.
Yeah.
But you couldn't fit all the party in these smaller ones.
Yeah.
Because how tall is Qwig?
I think
You said
I think-
5'2".
he's short. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 5'2",
He's
but
5'2".
not small.
He's 5'2". Louis 5'1.5".
So yeah, that's what you intuit from the map.
So there appear to be other smaller passages up and around. I could potentially check them out while we're resting, and then we have more information for tomorrow.
I'm happy to do some reconnaissance if it needs to be a small person going in.
I will say, Lysandra and Feng probably could not fit.
Okay.
You two would, it would be a long, long time for you to, literally probably be, army crawling it through these pipes.
Feng has ways, if need be.
So who's going where? Obviously, Lysandra is completely discombobulated still.
Well, here's the thing. Do we want to risk splitting up? And if one of these passages connects to somewhere that someone can see us, one of us being ambushed, or do we want to just kind of sit, take a rest, take a moment, wait for the morning?
I think we should rest. I don't think it won't be quick coming back if we need to get out of the situation.
Especially if something happens and we need to go.
Everyone can make an insight check on their situation.
I got a 6.
19.
22.
6.
Then you hear these calls for resting, and it makes sense. But you've got these people into this pickle.
Yeah. I was trying to just go along with it, but I don't think Feng would want to rest. He's kind of just in the mind frame of, we came in here and said that we would find out what's going on, otherwise we'd leave. So I'm just wondering if we should just maybe go one more or try to climb and see what we can do. I don't know.
Louis, you know that the place that's going to be under the most scrutiny is most likely this well. If water is so precious, you also know that this is probably the optimal time to do any snooping around the castle. And you also reason if Darby's using this map and they haven't been caught yet.
Okay, kiddos. So I know we're all half dead, but probably if we try to go up for the morning, we might end up more dead. So as much as it sucks, we probably should go now and maybe try and find a spot up there to hide and rest so that we're not in a very central point in the morning.
Given what Qwig's already kind of deduced from the size of the tunnels, you're probably not going to you're going to have to go through the well sooner or later because it's the only man-sized exit. But if you were wanting to figure out about this castle before making that move, you could definitely send people up to the smaller tunnels to try and figure out what's happening above before you do so.
I think we could maybe go up through the smaller tunnels to check out the well room. Maybe from there, let a rope down for the others, if it's safe.
Yeah, you can, I will say, make an investigation check as a party as you all kind of lay the map down under this moonlit well and try and figure out some other way out.
Okay. 21.
14.
8.
11.
With that, there are 4 areas of interest on the map that give you a clear path from the lever room. One leads to the barracks, one leads to the mess hall, and then 2 are kind of a little bit left of centre, the paths least travelled, and they are the rookery and the sepulchre.
Interesting that we saw birds before and they have a place for birds.
Oh, I never mentioned those birds. There's something magical about that. I'm distracted by the fungus thing.
Yes.
It didn't seem important.
He was pretty distracting.
Well, there's 2 of us that can pretty easily fit down passages. So I'm happy to go maybe look at the 2 most populous areas, see if I can find anything about like potentially getting uniforms, getting out of here.
Maybe
what those
we
areas
at
are like.
least, maybe us 2 at least should stick together.
Yeah.
I'll look after you, Lysandra.
Thank you. If you really want to go, I'm sure I'd be fine.
No, I'll not leave you alone.
Thank you.
Okay, so given you guys will have to be like dragging your way through the pipes, if you want to get back in time before morning, you're only going to be able to visit 2 of these places.
Okay.
So which 2 on the map would you like to check out?
Secluded could mean an easy way up, but if we can't get the whole party down there, then it's not worth it. Brookery, birds, potential means of communication for people, especially if we're looking at raven symbols, could be useful. Mess hall, central area, barracks, potential uniforms, disguises, could be a way to get us in more easily if we have those kind of things with us, is my thought.
It's also information
Yeah.
on what kind of operation is going on here. If they have barracks, it's not typical for every bandit group.
No. So I think we hit up barracks and then
Unless you want to split up and then 2 of you can go.
look at everything.
One won't have the map though.
That's
Could I like take a piece of paper and draw out like a copy of what we're looking for?
I
don't like that laugh, Emerson.
Yes, but don't do that if you're not going to split up. So
Yeah.
are you going to split up or not?
Do we want to look at all 4?
yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't like that for you. Stop it. Who has good? It's be a sleight of hand check to.
I would say it would just be an intelligence check to copy it out.
I think you're a lot more.
It's probably similar to your spells. I mean, you're the calligrapher.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
give it a go. Yeah.
Yeah. Considering this is so in your wheelhouse, I'm going to say you can make this check with advantage.
Hell yeah.
Just a general intelligence check to you see Qwig whips out like one of those like artist boards that's like on a 45-degree angle.
Even less dice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I minor illusion, just like I basically trace it. I minor illusion the map over the paper I'm tracing onto.
Oh my gosh, so cute.
Please roll well.
Oh, I did not.
No.
I mean, I didn't roll awfully. Maybe it's just a straight intelligence, right?
Yep.
12.
12. You see, Qwig is able to make a pretty good replica of Darby's map. Maybe some of the more intricate little details and side tunnels and caches are probably in the time that you're given aren't able to be replicated, but the general gist of things are. It's getting late in the night. What would you like to do?
All right. I'll go people. You go secluded.
All right.
Cool. I'm gonna look at the barracks and mess hall.
Okay.
Birds in the morgue.
And you guys head off?
Yep.
As you guys head off down back to the lever room, you see that Feng and Lysandra are kind of sat in the silence of the well. Is there anything you guys want to...
I think before I leave, I also just want to say, stay safe. If anything gets bad, keep yourselves well. In the well.
Well, what?
Well, now.
We're not doing this well, bud.
Well, we
Sounds like you're not doing this well.
How are you feeling?
Fine.
Does that poison... Has that gone away?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Do you guys rest?
Yeah. Okay.
As you go to rest, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you two. You've spent a day in the... Not a day. You've spent a lot of time in the sewer. So there are a lot of pathogens and bugs in there. So I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw. Lysandra, yours will still be at disadvantage.
Disadvantage on saving throw, shit.
Yeah, check some death saving throws.
Is this being poisoned or...
Yes. So
Yes,
I'm going to
so
say you
flat?
get flat.
17?
22.
22.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say to each other before you go to rest?
Thank you.
That's okay. I just try to help those around me.
I try as well.
I can tell you're a little bit nervous. You're doing a good job.
Thank you again. I'm more just... I don't like being in places I'm not comfortable.
That's okay. And I'm sorry if I offended you when I said something bad about your god.
She kind of just chuckles a bit before lying down to rest.
Feng would probably try to wait until she's closer to sleep and try to just use Druidcraft to tidy the space up a little bit, but also make it smell a bit nicer and a bit more
Fresh
comfortable.
water in here.
Yeah, and a bit more comfortable for us.
Moving down the tunnels to our nocturnal adventures, we've split off from the party. We find you back in the lever room with all the different viaducts emptying out into this space. Is there anything you do before you climb up into the pipes?
I think I'm just gonna put a hand on your shoulder. I'm out of bardics, unfortunately, but I'm just gonna say, travel well. If we're not back by sunrise, then make it a lost cause.
All right. And he has a big gulp.
I give you a hard candy.
Oh, thanks.
I know you don't particularly like them, but...
It's growing on me. Hope you, stay safe, I guess.
You see Qwig steps forward and allows Louis to give him the hand up so that she can reach one of the higher tunnels. And you both push your way in. It is tight. It is so claustrophobic in here. At least in the tunnels before, you could kind of step through the muck. And here it is running down your clothes, running inside of you.
Ew.
You are having to pull forward with your muscles.
Ew.
Louis, a woman your age signing up to do this.
He just shook his head at me like he was disappointed in me.
Immediate regret from a senior citizen. And as you all move to your different places in the keep, that is where we will end our session. Split the party! Split the party!
Oh no! Different directions!
Why?
The senior citizen is by herself!
She is an unsupervised geriatric on the loose.
I still think it's so funny that I'm the youngest person at the table, but I'm playing the oldest woman.
I need everyone to know that I started my notes with a question and I've ended them with a question. Why are we crawling through a sewer? And why do we split the party?
Yep. Welcome to D&D. Questions on questions on questions.
All right, gang. As per usual, at the end of our session, we do our selfless plugs. Who's up for today?
I've got one. So my favorite book in existence is called The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. She is a fantastic author who has written that as well as The Night Circus. It's very kind of dark academia, magic, kind of urban fantasy. The Starless Sea specifically is about a Oxford University games student finding part of his life story in an old book in a library, and then basically having that book stolen and then trying to follow it and ending up in this like magical world that's hidden underneath ours that no one kind of knew about. It's like mystery, dark academia, gay as hell. It's incredible and I love it, and I highly recommend everybody should read it.
Oh, wonderful. Great plug for the session. As well, check us out on our Instagram page at Down Under Dungeon Pod. Like our posts, follow us, and tag us in your fan art.
In regards to our Instagram, actually, we are very excited to announce our first competition for you all.
Nice.
So we want you as an audience to kind of have some investment, I guess, in this as a product, as a thing that you're listening to. So we want to hear about your NPC ideas. Who would you like to see in the world of Nua? So on our Instagram, we're going to make a post. It will ask you for a name, what race this character might be, what are their pronouns, and also just give us one short fact. So that could be something like what they look like, a bit of a description of what they look like. That could be what their profession is, what do they do for work. Maybe it could even be the niche of how they fight or use their magic. So make it interesting, make us want to choose it for this world. That competition will close on May 31st. You can enter up to 3 different NPCs, I would say. So yeah, give us some crazy ideas.
Give me some crazy ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing them.
give people Emerson. What? Give us people Emerson can mess us around with.
Yeah. Who are we going to hate? Who is this party going to
We will hate your NPCs, but
Well, I'm not gonna love them. It's going to be one or the other, not anything
hate
in
or love.
between.
And hopefully we will see you next week.
See you then.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.